The transition is over and Britain is fully out of the European Union. On December 24th, the sides agreed on a trade deal. Despite them, the even greater upheaval of no deal at all is minimal, though. Along the lines first signaled months ago, it largely overlooks services and marks the start of endless hungry on British insistence. Foreign policy and defense are ignored, looking across the seas with an entrenched continent at its back. Alongside Britain thus faces a bracing question. What role should it now play in the world? It is a question the country has grappled with off and on for centuries. In recent decades, British think has often crowded by enough staff for lost empire and great power status. Membership of the European Club provides an answer of sorts. Britain, as Tony Blair put it, could be a bridge between America and Europe, influence both Washington and Brussels. Now it might think afresh. One possibility would be for Brussels to accept their country's diminished status and focus on things at home, becoming a big Denmark, a decent North European place with a great power presence. Sure enough, in September, 38% of Britain told Esmos pollster that Britain should stop pretending important power in the world, and 28 disagree. Yet Britons should not take the benefit of influence for granted. It is to their advantage to try to solve the world in ways that suit British interests, whether trade, climate change, or democracy. This is a pity. As our brief explained, Global Britain has a lot going for it. Membership of NATO, the G7, the G20, the Commonwealth, a prominent seat on the UN Security Council, all bring influence. Britain has nuclear weapons and a capable army. It also has an abundance of soft, for example, through its hefty spending on foreign aid and through its aid scientists, prominent in developing vaccine and identifying treatment for COVID-19. In 2021, Britain is chairing the G7 and hosts the COP26 summit on climate change, both opportunity to share. Outside the EU, Britain can also be naval power. It's able to move more broader than the consensus bound 27 member states on, say sanctions on disposable Brussels, or more swiftly on approving a vaccine against COVID-19. Let's define the spectacs by rolling over trade deals with countries from Japan to Turkey. It can use its covering power for good causes, such as raising nearly 9 billion for giving the global vaccine ally. It can work with groups of like-minded countries press interests, teaming up with Canada to promote media freedom and invite Australia, India, and South Africa to G7 to underline democracy. Without endless round of European meetings, British ministers and diplomats will have more time for action beyond Europe, putting a tick to the Indo-Pacific region with growing importance for everything from trade to security. However, if Global Britain is live up to those inspirations, Boris Johnson and his successors will have to face up some daunting problem. Over time, British sway in the world will depend on its success at home, much as the perceived powerlessness of secularism and pluralism help Britain punch above its weight. It has just become harder, and not only because Britain's management of COVID-19 has harmed its reputation. One reason is economic. Britain's recent performance has been poor, and the Brexit will be further drag on growth. And that is political. Dismay at Brexit is promoting renewed call from Scottish independence and the United Ireland. Britain will not taken seriously both if they're falling apart at home. Britain also needs to develop the political culture to make hard choices and stand by them. Those arise because it has to withstand the temptation of trying to do much. It's easy to drop a long to-do list, but far tricky to decide what not to do. The danger of overstretch is clear. Sending an aircraft carrier to Asia may look like an impressive projection of power, but it makes little sense when the long legs strict for Britain are close to home. France does a better job of concentrating its diplomatic resources when it can have the most impact, such as Sahel. The foreign official newly emerged with Department of International Development could reallocate some of its combined firepower to make sure it is better represented on the ground where it calls. The new for COP26 supposed by priority look punny next to the heavyweight power France deployed its rush up to the Paris Agreement at COP21 or that the coming Biden administration is already assembling. Some signs suggest the government can make tough calls. An example is its painful recent decision to cut foreign aid from 0.7% of GDP to 0.5%. Another is paying boost to defense spending, with a focus on strengthening area, cyber compatibility, and naval power. With global relevance on China, the argument between those who stress investment and those who prioritize security and Britain's relation with America is a way of signal separation judged by hiring Renaultic on defense. The decision to ban Huawei, a Chinese tech giant from British 5G networks, are a robust response to China's crackdown in Hong Kong. That makes sense too. The growing gap in Europe. Theresa May, a former prime minister, wants an ambiguous partnership with EU on foreign and security policy. Ms. Johnson preferred to work hard through NATO. Bilateral ties and the E3 with France and Germany all very well. The limited history suggests that Britain will eventually be pulled back towards Europe. Shared interests and the need to pull in so agree to partnership strategy as may seem Brexit. The sooner the ex-EU member get over its planet over, the better the prospect for global Britain.